Hi, this is Fred Moss here from Moss Grills. Today I'm here in West Palm Beach, Florida, and we are here at Mr. Quintana's beautiful home in West Palm Beach, and he has the American Queen Barbecue Smoker Grill. I'm going to give an illustration and demonstration on how to assemble the barbecue grill, and then we're going to give a quick demonstration on how to use the barbecue grill once it's assembled. So stay tuned, folks. We're going to go ahead and start processing and putting this big, huge grill together. Hi, this is Fred Moss once again. I just want to give a little safety brief prior to setting up the barbecue grill. On some of the grill areas here, you want to definitely try to make sure that you get thin gloves here. You know, we just have there's a lot of steel, a lot of metal here, so you don't want to pinch your fingers, but you can buy these at your nearest Home Depot store, your Harbor Freight. They only cost like a couple bucks. So you'll see me working with these gloves on when I'm assembling this grill. So try to get something safety-wise to use that. And another thing you'll want to also too is get a crescent wrench, 7/16 size, or you can use a pair of pliers, okay, to assemble the grill. If you got a little handy, this is a 7/16 socket right here with the motor. It makes the assembly process a lot faster. So you can assemble with any of my products, the single barrel, the double barrel, or this particular grill is the American Queen grill. You can do the double barrel. So if you want to get the grill done a lot faster, use the socket wrench with a power tool, crescent wrench, or you can use a pair of pliers. So safety gloves on. Here we have some accessories, 7/16 size bolts and nuts to assemble the grill. So we'll set that off to the side. Have our side table. And if you notice, on every table here, we normally, at our manufacturing plant, to make things more easier and useful for you, we put side table or either front table. So when you pull it out of the package, you know that it's the side table. The next one is the front table. Pulled it out of the package, front table. There's the second front table. All right, so in the inside of the package here, we're going to go ahead and pull out the first piece, which is the bottom storage rack. This is the piece that goes at the very bottom of the grill. This is the bottom storage. Set that here. Got another piece here that's wrapped up. All right. And this is the other bottom storage. Put these here. And if you notice on each one of these bottom storage, there's numbers that coincide to each corner. These are the numbers that you're going to, so there's a number 2, number 3. So these are the numbers that are beside these particular holes that you're going to match up where the caster locking wheels are at. And I'll show you guys how to do that later on here in the video. All right, so here we have the caster wheels. Pull the wrapper. As you can see, I'm using a pair of pliers to do this, but if you have a knife or a box cutter, it'll just make the process a little bit more easier for you to take the shrink wrap off the package. But for now, I'm just using a pair of pliers to rip it off. And as you can see, I'm wearing those safety gloves here because I hate when I get my fingers pinched. So safety gloves are there for a reason. Like I said, we have a bunch of steel and metal items here, so just protect your skin layers at all time. And these are some really cool, handy protective gloves here for you. All right. All right, got the second piece out. All right, this is a piece of the storage. All right, a couple screws, 7/16 size bolts and nuts here that came out of the packaging. And you can see we wrapped this pretty well with some shrink wrap. It's very important to have it properly wrapped. You know, when we ship these grills from San Diego, as you can see, this one is wrapped really good. And we're all the way out here in Florida, taking apart. All right, we're almost done with the hard parts. So there we have it. And a couple of accessories here. All right, we've got some quick color paint for the frame here. Set this off to the side. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the 7/16 size bolts and nuts, and we're going to assemble the frame area here. You have to forgive me, I'm a little sweaty out here. The humidity is killing me out here in Florida. But we're going to get through this process. All right, so we're going to take the first frame here. As you guys can all see, down here we have a number 4, right? There's a number 4. The number 4 is located by the caster locking wheels. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each one of these frames here on the bottom storage. We're going to move these here. And then we're going to look at the bottom storage. As you can see, voila, we have a number 4 that's here on the bottom storage, right? So we made this so user-friendly, folks. The only thing literally you have to do is just match the numbers. See, number 4 with number 4. And when you have that, you take the frame and you put it in the inside of the angle iron here. Put it in the inside, lift this portion up, and just line the holes up together. It's just that simple. 4 matches with 4, right? Then we grab our bolts and our nuts here. We're gonna drop that in the inside of the hole. All right. Then we're gonna take this part, which is a 7/16, the nut, and we're gonna tighten the nut using our power tool. And we'll give it a shot with the channel locks here. We'll hold the nut down. See that? And then tighten it down. All right. Those are nice and tight. Now we're going to go to find a number 1. All right. Always look for your numbers here where the bottom of the caster wheels is at. This is a number 2, so that's not the 1. Voila, there's a number 1. So we're going to take this number 1, and once again, we're going to put it in the inside of the angle iron, and we're going to match the numbers up right there. 1 with 1. We're going to go ahead and put a bolt and a nut inside. As you can see, I mentioned earlier in the video, there's 2 ways of putting both of the frames together. You can either lay it down vertically, or if you have 2 personnels, you can literally pick the frame up and set it on top of the other frame so that the whole entire frame is vertical. It just makes it much more easier. And what I'm going to attach next is this crossbar. This is the center crossbar. As you can see, we have numbers associated with each end here. So in the inside, you're going to take a bolt and a nut, 7/16. All right. And we're going to line number 8 with number 8. And we're going to drop the bolt. And slide it down a little bit so it'll fall through. I'll get the holes lined up first. That's about right there. All right, so we got number 8, and this is the center bar. Okay, we'll get that in there. Then we'll take the nut and we'll tighten it down, hand tighten it down first. Then we'll grab the other center bar on the other side. And we'll put that there. Okay, and once we have those both there, we'll take the impact gun and tighten it down. Okay, so once we have those there, all right, now here's a little trick right here. If you're doing this by yourself and you want to safely get this down on the ground, you know, you can have one person here, one person there if you're doing it with 2 people. But if you're doing it by yourself, you want to kind of be at this end here. Make sure that the wheels are locked. These are caster wheels. So if you lift the button up, that's unlocked. But if it's down, it's locked now, okay? So you just take this in and slowly lower it down to the ground. All right. Once you have that there, we'll just bring it back over here so we're not in the rain here, because we still got some assembly we have to do. Okay, so from there, we still got nuts and bolts that we need to put in to secure this frame. We have 3 holes, 1, 2, 3 per each side, 1, 2, 3 per each side. That way we can provide a lot of security for this frame, because there's going to be a lot of weight on top of this thing. Okay. All right, there we go. She's tightened. Then after that, we're going to take her, rotate her around like this. Grabbed her from one end and just flipped her around to the other side, right? Okay. Pull out the spare bag of bolts and nuts over here. All right. Cool, got that. We'll go this way here. Tighten it down, hold on to the bolt. Okay, got that locked in. Gotta push this over here a little bit. All right. We got that one. So there you have it. you have 1/2 of the bottom storage frame put together. As you can see, all I did was match the numbers up, and you just connect the 7/16 bolt size to each bottom of the bottom storage rack. Really simple process, folks, just matching numbers up. And when we do these bottom storage racks, we usually always put numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the very bottom of the storage. So you match 1 with 1, 2 with 2, 3 with 3, 4 with 4, 5 with 5, 6 with 6, 7 with 7, and 8 to 8 for the double barrel frame. On the single barrel frames, it's only going to be 4 numbers you have to match up, and that's 1 number per each quarter for the single barrel frame. Since we have the double barrel frame, there's going to be 8 sets of numbers. Okay, so let's move over to the second half of the bottom storage, because this is the double barrel frame. All right, so we have a number 3 here. And we're going to match number 3. Look at there with number 3. Don't get any easier than that. Just match the holes up together like that. All right. Bolt and a nut. All right. Take our impact gun and boom, just like that. Gotta love these impact guns. They're really, really professional. All right. So we take the other U-bar and we hook it up to the other half, and there's a number 2. Match number 2 with number 2. All right. Trucking right along. Man, this Florida humidity is very sweaty out here. The California heat is different from the Florida heat. California heat, yeah, we get the Santa Ana winds and the heat coming off the desert, but I don't sweat as much as I do here in Florida. And it's, thank God it's an overcast out here, but man, it sure is hot and humid. All right. So it's always best if you put these things together because they're so heavy in weight. Just kind of find you a nice shaded area like I did here. All right, got that one on there. Okay, got them both there. Okay, folks. So now the part of putting the 2 frames together. There's 1 or 2 ways that you can do this. If you have 2 people, you can literally lift this frame up and put it on the top of this frame, and then lean both of them together with 2 personnel. For safety reasons, I would do it with 2 personnel. Or in this situation, I'm just going to do it because I'm going to show you that it could be put together by yourself. And I'll give you an illustration just real quick so you can see how to do it if you had 2 personnel. You would literally lift this portion of the frame up. You can sit it on the top here. Okay. Get it maneuvered. And I got to put the bolts and the nuts down in the corner where the next numbers is at here. That's important. Let me get that done first. So you definitely want to get all 8 of your corners on there first before you lift the frame up. But I have to tap it with the tool. Get those holes to line up. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. And once we get the frame put together, then we're literally halfway there. Okay, I'm putting a nut on the bolt here. Pick up my all right. Put the last one in here. Make sure you got everything nice and secured in here. Everything is nice and tight. All right, so there we go. We got the tough spots all the way pretty much secured. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put on the side tables here. So I have this little package. So these are considered his fancy pants, his little shelvings that we decided to put on here. Normally they come in the steel plate, but this gentleman, this client, basically told me that, you know, they got snakes and alligators out there. So I wouldn't want him to go in the inside of his bottom storage without having the opportunity to see through before he reaches around the opposite and start grabbing wood or whatever. At least he'll have an opportunity and a chance to see through this thing to see if there's any alligators or any snakes. Something we don't have in California. All right, so we'll toss that to the side. All right, we'll get these on. Okay, one here, one there, and one down here. As you can see, folks, we already have the fancy pants on here. It's just a wire screen mesh that you can see through. And once again, I said that we did it this particular way because we wanted to ensure that our clients, if they're living in a place like Florida, where geckos and alligators and snakes, once they walk up to their unit, they can at least see through the screen here to see if there's anything that's cohabitating or living or nesting up underneath their barbecue grill. Kind of give them an opportunity, a little warning, to kind of see it and say, hey, what is that? Before they actually reach around and start digging underneath the grill here. So we kind of think it's gonna help. But we're just finishing this off. Then we'll move on to adding the tables on that. And we'll have the frame portion done here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I'm about to attach, folks, here the side table, the fronts and the side tables onto the barbecue units here. Some of the fronts and side tables will already have the bolts and the nuts inside the hole, but it's very important to remove it All right, because as you can see, we have number 6 here, and number 6 is going to go here. Okay. Okay. There's another bolt and a nut hole here. Well, I'm sorry, 6 is here. 6 and 6. Okay. I had it in number 5. As you can see, the holes didn't line up. Okay. Because every time we build one of these units, it's custom built. So we don't have any like set standardization sizes or anything like that. Everything is around approximately the same size. So that's why we label everything. Very important to label it, because if it's not labeled, you as the client is not going to know which holes will line up. So just gonna remove the packaging off the front table. Put this in the trash. Okay, and see, you can see we put the bolts and the nuts already on there, so I have to take them off. They're on there kind of tight. One fell on the ground there. I'll grab that in a second. Okay. 5 matches with number 5. Get in there. I'll use the impact gun to help drive it in. There we go. Phew, it's hot. These tighten. Oh, man. There we go. The other side. All right, the 2 tables on there. Now we'll get the other 2 tables on. Then we'll go ahead and get the side table on next. That way we'll get everything tightened down at one time. More bolts and nuts. Taking the bolts and nuts out. All right. Now what we're going to do is attach the side table to the frame. Okay, folks, so we have the side table here. Just want to let you know that if you ever pull the package out and you're looking for the crossbars, right? The crossbars are automatically attached to the side table. So this is the crossbar. It's already going to be rigged into here. So if you go and read the instructions and say, hey, there's a piece that's missing, ensure to look at the side table for the crossbar that will already be physically attached. For the double barrel frames, there's 1, 2, 3 crossbars. On the single frame, there's 2. 1 here at the side table and 1 on the opposite end of the frame. So 2 for the single and 3 for the double. And so here's the crossbar. I'm going to attach the side table next. There we go. Okay. That moved. There we go. Now we got it on there nice and tight. Okay. Okay. Got the side tables on and the front tables. All right. So there you have it, folks. Now we have the frame pretty much assembled. Tighten out a couple bolts and nuts here. All right, folks, so here we are. We have the frame essentially done, okay? So as you can see, we have the whole entire unit put together. We have all the 7/16 bolts and nuts, and we have the two front tables on along with the side tables, all right? So this barbecue grill here is the American Queen. We're getting ready to go now to the second stage, which is assembling the barrel, the smoker box, the rotisserie unit, and the above smoker box for the barbecue grill. So with the first portions here, we have these heavy duty brackets here, and these are used to support the smoker box at the top of the unit itself here. So we have a couple bolts and nuts we got to take out. And on the back of the frame, we have numbers that coincides with the numbers on your angle iron. This is a piece of angle iron metal that's used. And we're going to attach it here. We're going to take the 7/16 bolt and slide it in the hole. All right. And then we're going to attach the nut. Okay. So once we have that attached, we'll just lay this part down. Another nut and a bolt here. Okay. And we'll attach this one to the top portion of the metal up above. All right, then from there we'll grab the other one, and the exact same thing here, folks. Well, I have to do something here real quick. I gotta disconnect that. Let me go ahead and take the nut out of here. All right. Just set that to the side. in the hole here. And you got to kind of stand up above it at this point. Once you get it in the hole, put your mesh in there. And it's supporting on that. So now we'll go ahead and grab, tighten it back down. With the impact. All right. Let me grab the channel locks. There we go. So now that we have top brackets on there, side brackets, side tables on, the front tables on, now what we're going to do is just do a little touch up with a paint job here. This type of paint here, folks, is get this at your local Home Depot store. This is the paint / primer. It's a black gloss. I usually like to use this because the paint and the primer is combined together, and it just gives you a really pretty color on the frame itself. But we're just going to do some touch-ups. Also shipped all the way from California, and it does rain a lot out here in Florida. I'll try to preserve this as much as I can, but my plan is to leave this with our client here. Put some paper down here so we don't mess up his beautiful deck. And now we'll start working on the fun stuff, which is putting the barrels together next. As you can see, the whole entire process to assemble the frame took anywhere from about 30 to 45 minutes. I'd say 45 minutes top, from start to beginning. But if you got 2 people working on the frame, you can literally probably have it put together in less than 30 minutes. It's just that simple, folks. All you have to do is just match the numbers and use a 7/16 bolt and nut that we give you in the assembly. And then on top of that, you will use an impact gun, or you could use a ratchet set if you want. Ratchet sets are going to take a little slower, but an impact gun, as you can see, will relatively move a lot faster. So we're getting ready to go to the second half now and put the barrels and install them on the barbecue grills. All right, folks, so here we are. We have the frames and everything put together here. So now we are about to, let me just touch up a little paint here. I see on the frame here. Now we're about to break out the barrels. So here we are. What you want to do when you unpackage the barrels, don't try to lift the barrels out of the box. They're really heavy barrels, okay? The best and the easiest way to get these barrels out the box is to roll it on its side first, right? And after you roll it on its side, you want to kind of lift it up like this. All right, as you can see, some of the contents are starting to fall out. And once you have that, make sure all the flaps are up, that one's up. And what you want to do is just simply lift the box up over the barrel. Ta-da, see that? Really easy. Now, as you can see, we got these homemade crates that we bought to put around the barrels just to give it that extra insulation, extra security during the shipment. We don't want any of the barrels or anything like that to get banged up, especially when they're being shipped all the way from California. So, after we got all the crates out, all the plastic off, all the paper off, we'll leave that paper at the bottom. You can see that the barrel is relatively intact. All right, and we have this heavy duty shrink wrap that we're gonna pull off next. Oh, you just so here we are. We just took the packaging, unwrapped the grill. We got the thermometer, the wood handle, the logo on. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the door. Once you get the door open, if you have the single barrel smoker or the single barrel, most all your guts and everything is gonna be contained in the inside of the grill. So in this situation, we have the smoker box. This is a smoker box. We also have a charcoal pan, extra wrappings. We have the rotisserie unit, and we have another charcoal pan. All right, more wrappings. All right, so what we're gonna do now, because these barrels are gravity fed, we're going to lift it up, and I have a number right here, number 11. This is where we're gonna align the left edge of the barrel, of the left hand side of the barrel. We're gonna align it with number 11. I intentionally put this here because when I got it here, I didn't wanna have the barrel here, the barrel there, or here. It's very important that the left edge aligns with this particular number so it aligns with the top bracket when you put the smoker up above. So here we are. We're gonna go ahead and lift this up. Like I said, it's gravity fed, and you just sit it right down in the center. And we're gonna rotate it. All right, here we are, folks. So as you can see, we actually got the 55-gallon barrel, all the guts and everything pulled out of the outside, and we actually have it attached to the top of the frame unit now. So as you can see, we have this nice, beautiful logo on the grill. This is one of my clients' logos that he wanted, and that's one of the things that's unique about our company is that we kind of like give all our clients what they want. You know, you go to Home Depot and you go and see Weber, Brankham's logos on their grill. Well, you know, we kind of like want to take the next step up, and just clients ask us for what they want to have. You know, we ask them, what do you want? It's anything you want. You know, you'd be quite amazed at some of the logos requests I get. But with that being said, this is a beautiful logo for the Florida area here in West Palm Beach, Florida. And we have it attached to the 55-gallon grill, and we also have all the guts and everything out of the barrel. So now what we're gonna work on is attaching the smoker box. All right, this is the smoker box package. All right, we'll take the wrapping out. So as you guys could all see, this is just the 10-gallon smoker box here. We just took a 10-gallon barrel and manufactured it into a size of a smoker box. It works really well. We get a lot of great reviews from our clients that's using it. And on this particular unit here, we also kind of custom built a damper system that'll allow the air to flow into the inside of the firebox. And then on the opposite end here, we have a nice large gaping big hole here where all the flames and the heat comes out into the 55-gallon smoker. So we got some more wrapping paper. Also too, in the inside, I kind of hooked our customers up here, put a couple pieces of expansion metals in there. That way your charcoal or your logs or woods are not sitting directly on the bottom of the firebox itself. So these are kind of custom built or cut to size to fit in the inside of the firebox. Oh. Okay, as you can see also too on this side, these are the 3 heavy-duty bolts and nuts that attach to the side of the 55-gallon barrel. So all you have to do is just essentially align the smoker box to the side of the barrels. So before I do that, I'm going to want to take all of the bolts and the nuts out. Take the nuts off the bolts. And set them to the side for now. And there's 3 long 2-inch bolts that goes to a 7/16 size nut. All right, so what I do is the very first nut and bolt you're going to want to install is the top centered hole into the side of the 55-gallon barrel. So what we're going to do is you're going to want to hold this with your left hand. Now this is what I'm saying why you want to wear those safety gloves, you know, because you got a lot of metal here, a lot of moving parts. And therefore, you just want to make sure you protect your hands and your skin surface at all times. So what we're going to do, let me pull these out, lighten up the load a little bit. We're going to open up the barrel here. You kind of see I just put it on my shoulder there. And then you want to get that top.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
I did this. Okay, from the top.
All right, folks, so you want to slide the top nut in the top hole and just kind of hold it together with your hands here. And then from there, we're going to take one of these nuts here. And as you see, I'm holding it with my left hand. You take your right hand, and I kind of got the door supported on my shoulder. You can kind of take a stick and hold the door open. But you want to hand tighten it all the way down as tight as you can, right? And then from there, we're going to go in, we're going to move and grab the other 2 nuts and bolts. And we're going to slide the second one in. And you see it automatically pops into the second hole. And just tighten it down with your hands. Then take the 3rd nut. I'm sitting here sweating. And you want to get that tightened down with your hand. Okay, after that, we'll come out. Then we'll go and grab the impact gun. Then we'll tighten it down just a little bit tighten just so it's nice and secured to the side of the barrel.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, folks, so as you can see, I'm taking my impact gun here. And I'm just going to tighten those bolts down just a little bit. You don't have to do a lot there. You're going to get that impact gun in there. And you just like everything else, we're getting it tightened down. All right, there we have it. All right, folks, and what we got next is the rotisserie kit here. This is a rotisserie unit. We'll just get this broken out of the package and get this staged because that's what's coming up next. All right. All righty, we'll put the kits over here for now. And what we're getting ready to do next is break out the second half of the barrel. All right, you guys remember what I told you? It's just like last time. First thing you want to do is you want to open the barrel up. All right, it's just as easy as taking the top layer off. Bubble wrap on this one. And And then what we're going to do in the inside of this one, because this is the half barrel, we'll just make this easy. We'll pull out the main cooking grate and just stage that for now. This is the second one. All right, then we're gonna flop this on the side. Okay, from there, gradually get that lift up, flip the box around, so we can throw the remaining guts. These are just some spare parts. Saw some bolts and nuts. And on the ground here. We'll stage this over here. More nuts and bolts. And as you can see here is the second half of the barrel, and that's the top barrel. So we're going to go ahead and put these bolts and nuts here. All right, folks, so here we are. We're unwrapping the top cooking smoker box. Here we are, removing the remaining amount of the packaging. All right, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stage everything so we can get it set. Okay, we're gonna take the half barrel here. We gotta attach a few items. So this is the rotisserie unit. This is the rotisserie. And what we're doing is we're attaching the V-bar, the rotisserie bar, to the side of the half barrel. Okay, grab the impact gun here. Okay. I'm going to rotate it. Okay, folks, as you can see now, I'm just attaching the rotisserie mounts. Just a little bit more. There we go. Now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and vertically just lay it down in the inside of the barbecue grill. As you can see, folks, now we have the second half of the barrel in here. This is the rod that supports the skewers here. The rod goes into the little hole here, and we have the rotisserie mount bracket here, along with the bracket that supports the rod. This hole just slides in the inside hole, and it's just gravity fed onto the top of the hole. These are your skewers here. Got little bolts and nuts at the top. Not nuts, but actually bolts. And the bolts, when you tighten them down, they tighten onto the rod itself. So when you go inside your house, you got a nice flame here. You just unscrew that bolt. It slides right out. Go in the inside of the kitchen. Take that nice pork butt or that brisket or turkey or whatever meat you want to put. Slap it in the inside of the skewers. And you pop the other hole in there. Get it in there nice and tight. You'll already have your flame going here, and then you'll come out here and you'll just support it on that bracket there, and it's just held upright, just like that. So let's talk a little bit about the charcoal pan. We got two of these things here. All right, we came up with the charcoal pan design, so that way our clients could put charcoal on top of a pan. And a lot of our customers like this charcoal pan because your charcoals, as you can see, are not directly onto the surface of the grill itself. It just kind of sits in there flat, like that. So we have two of these things. One here is for that barrel, and then the other one is for the other side. There's the other charcoal pan. And that's just gravity fed in the inside, like that. Okay, so after we have the charcoal pan in there, we have the pieces of metal here that you barbecue on top of. This is the one that fits in for the ranch style. As you can see, we put the handles on the side, so our client's gonna reach on the side and grab it and pull it out. Okay, we have support brackets here. Let's get rid of that. And that's what holds the cooking grate up. So brackets on the side. So now you got the opportunity to barbecue, or you can use a rotisserie. You could grill with this section, but if you're grilling, my word of advice to you is to keep an eye on your barbecue grill, because if you turn around, if you got some chicken on here, you're gonna have open flames before you know it. So when you're using this half a barrel, you have to pay particular attention to making sure that your meat don't flame broil, because that's exactly what it'll do. All right, folks, so the next thing up we're gonna do here is we're going to unveil the smokestack that goes on the top of the barrel. And once we have that assembled, then we're gonna put the vertical smoker over the top of that. Then after we have that there, we'll put the cooking grates in, support a couple brackets and mounts on here, and we're gonna be ready to go start some barbecuing after that. So here we are. We have, this is just a funnel system that we purchased from out of Home Depot. It's kind of like a vent tube. All right. And then on this vent tube, what we're going to do is we're going to take these screws out here, and we're going to attach it to the pre-drilled holes. All right. So with this, kind of tricky. You got to kind of open the door up a little bit, then slide this in here like so. Then after that, I'm going to come around to the opposite side. Pop that in that hole there. And I'm going to open the door. And this is where it gets a little tricky. You know, you want to kind of open the door, find that nut in there without dropping the screw, and just hand tighten it down on there. Voila, I got it like that. All right, then we're gonna do the opposite side. So we're gonna push that down till we get that nut in there. As you can see, I'm opening the door slight ways, kind of using my shoulder a little bit. You could put a piece of board or something like that just to keep the door open, but I'm just using my shoulder here and reaching in the inside. And tighten the nut onto the bolt. And then I'm gently lowering it back down. All right. So after that, I'm gonna walk around here and grab the tools and tighten everything down. Okay, folks, so I'm gonna go ahead. I got the impact gun on there. I'm gonna lift the door open a little bit, go down there and find that nut and bolt, and I'm gonna hold it. And just kind of get things tight. This side. Then I'm gonna go to the opposite side. Same thing, I'm gonna open the door up a little bit, folks, and just kind of use my arm. Find that nut and bolt. If you got two people doing this, it'll really make life much more easy, but I'm just doing this just to show you it can be done with one person. All right, folks, so here we are. We are on the last phase, last stage of the American Queen grill here. We have the 55-gallon attached. The frame is all completed. We have the smoker box attached. We have the half barrel attached along with the rotisserie. And the last big thing to put on this grill here is the smoker chamber box. All right, it's a 35-gallon inch barrel that goes vertically over the top of the barrel. This is not a grilling barrel. This is not a barbecue barrel. This is basically pretty much a smoking chamber. So when we put this over the top, ideally the way how it was designed is that we want all the heat and the smoke to come from out of the smoker box, to come from out of the 55-gallon, if they're grilling with charcoals in here, to go up this big huge center pipe. So all that heat, all that smoke goes up that pipe, and it's gonna go directly into the inside of this 35-gallon big smoking chamber. Now you can smoke briskets up here, you can smoke chicken up here, you can smoke hens, pheasants, macaroni and cheese. Hell, I even seen people smoking pies on this thing. So we're gonna go ahead and get this set up, and the way how we're gonna do it is we're gonna get this thing lifted up. Now if you got two people doing this, it makes it really easy. I'm gonna do the best that I can here to lift it up because I deal with these every day, but you want to kind of lift it up here, get it nice and staged. After that, you can lift it up, and it just sits squarely whole. See that? Voila. Into that box. We're going to maneuver it around a little bit here. We're going to find some holes here. And we're just rotating it here because we got a couple of screws we got to get this thing popped into. So I got my screw here. There we go. As you can see, just got to shuffle things around a little bit, get it mounted on there. Yeah, it's not like, you're going to put it in there, it's going to 1, 2, 3. You just, when we get the barrel and everything all completed, it's all framed up so every hole fits. So you just have to adjust things just to ensure that you get it properly aligned in the right hole. It's very important to have these in the right hole because it's these brackets and these screws that support the mount on top of the barrels itself. So now that we got the first screw in there, we're going to go ahead and put the nut in the inside. You just basically open the door. Got your nut here. Put your hand inside. Yeah. Try that again. And even if you got a step stool, you can step up on a step stool. You kind of step up on a step stool and you're going to open the door up and you probably get easier access. But I tried to screw the nut on with my left hand and I'm right-handed. As you can see, that didn't work the first time. All right, so I got it on there. So now we're getting ready to get the second one in here. Boom, see, that was much easier. Boom, so now we got that. Boom, got that in there. All right, Now we're going to use the impact gun and we're going to tighten things down, and voila, that's basically about it, folks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the got that one. I'll tighten this one down just a little bit more with the crescent wrench. There we go. Alrighty. So we're going to make sure it's nice and sturdy and it's stable on there. We got our nice thermometer up here. We'll get that up there. Make sure it's even. Okay, we got our smoking chambers here. Just a few little scratches on the grill here, but like I said, with these scratches, sometimes it happens during the shipping portion. Real easy fix though, because the paint that you want to use to fix the scratches is at your local Home Depot store. It's the Rust-Oleum quart size can paint. Okay, I'm sure you guys all seen it. They got the spray version and they got the quart size. So the quart size costs about 14 bucks. If you have any of these scratches or anything like that on your paint, you contact me, the corporate office here, and what we'll do is we'll contact, we'll pay for the quart size can that you need to purchase at your local Home Depot. And the only thing you'll need is just a rag, folks, and you'll dip the rag in some paint and just kind of touch the areas up. But we'll cover that for you, okay? And once again, you can purchase that at your local Home Depot stores for about 14 bucks. All right, so as you can see, we have the mounts on here, the brackets is on there, everything is on there, the grill is on there, the door's on there, the charcoal pan's in the inside. Let's go ahead and put in the main cooking grate, and then we're going to touch up some paint areas. So the next thing what we're doing is we're getting ready to install, this is called JB Weld. Everyone knows that you could purchase this at your local Home Depot store, and also too you can get this at Harbor Freight. The JB Weld is basically pretty much used to, once you have the big huge funnel piping system inside, the smoke comes up, it transitions up to the box here. But we put the JB Weld in the inside just so you can have that extra caulking system, so the smoke can stay contained in one unit here. Everyone knows that JB Weld, right? As soon as you mix the components together, it turns into a concrete. So this is just basically going to be a sealant in the inside of the barbecue grill. And the way how it works here, as soon as we get the plastic off, you guys all see I still got my safety gloves on. Keep your safety gloves on. You don't want to get this stuff all over your hands because it's nasty stuff when you combine and mix this together. But it turns into a hard concrete. See, I'm rolling it like this. Okay, then once I have that there, I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna put it, see, I can see some cracks inside here, so I'm just gonna put it in the inside and kind of smash it, And you can see I'm just putting the JB Weld around the inside, and that's how you're gonna keep all that heat inside this chamber. Now, like I said, you gotta work with this JB Weld really fast because it turns into concrete real quick. It's very rubbery at first, but then it turns into concrete, a second time around. So we got one open, about to get a second one open. And you see I just roll it like that. Okay, and after I have that, I'm just gonna open the door. Put that inside here. All right, I'm just pushing hard through it. So the cracks and seams will, just caught the cameraman. There's a little operator error. We're still rolling and we're still on deck. All right, and you can see, I can see a little of the JB Weld coming through the cracks here, which is good. That's kind of like what we want to see, so we can get that perfect seal. I got a little bit more JB Weld for the inside here. Just gonna cover up some of these cracks inside here. Just covering up all the little cracks and seal. So like I said, this JBL, when it's soft and mushy right now, but man, when this stuff gets hardened, it really turns into like a piece of concrete. Nothing's getting through it. So I just want to just seal up some of these areas. So as you can see, I'm just kind of putting a little JBL up in here also too, folks, just to kind of give it some seal. And that stuff is going to harden real hard, real fast. All right, nice and folks, we are at the conclusion of the American Queen barbecue grill. We've installed the frame, as you saw. We've completed the 55-gallon barrel. We've also attached the smoker box to the side of the grill that has the damper systems. We also too put the half barrel on there with the rotisserie unit. We also installed the top grate at the top here, along with the funnel pipe. The last two things we need to do is install the top grate. You see the handle, there's only one handle here, the one that goes in the front, and the other one is not in the back. And the reason behind that is because when you open the door, you want to slide that in on the C-channel. See that? So now when you open the door, you just pull it out halfway. Then you turn on your meats and everything, and it makes it more easier access for you to grab your meats. Then when you're done, slide it back in, close the door. This is a smoking chamber up here once again. All right, and this is a grilling area down here. So after that, you want to open this door up here. We got some cool little brackets right here, so you can rest the door on there. It'll keep the door open. So this is kind of a big unit here. You want to slide this in the inside. That slides in like that. And once that's done, this just rests and supports on the door like that. And then the door shuts. All right, so when you're done, you open the door, simply raise this up, and the door rests on there. Now you can open it up and turn all your meats and everything on the outside of the barbecue grill, all right? With that, you push back in, close it, and now your door is shut. Now, it's all final said and done. What we're getting ready to do is we're getting ready to wipe this unit down, throw some barbecue charcoal in here next. And it's time to start smoking this barbecue grill up, folks, and let's see. It's always about the end result here. So we're gonna get a stage in a nice place, and the next segment is gonna be us putting some barbecue in here and some charcoal or some logs, smoking this thing up. See you soon. All right, folks, here we are. All the hard work is done. This ain't California, but it's Florida weather. And the grill sets the ambiance. And yeah, we're having a nice little Modelo over here at our client's grill, Mr. Christian. He's here at his beautiful house here in West Palm Beach, Florida. But I just wanted to mention a little bit about the unit itself here. This unit is, like I told you earlier, it's a smoking beast. I mean, just look at the temperatures up above here. They're holding very well, and they're inclining. They're at 200 degrees. You can see the smoke is really trying to escape from out of every crevice as much as possible. You open the door here, I mean, you could put a nice brisket up in there and really just smoke a nice brisket or a turkey and just hold your temperatures and everything very well. As we keep this door closed, the temperature just constantly keeps going up and up and up. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna open the door up a little bit just so we can kill that temperature a little bit and build this new design here. You know, we'll open the door up here just to let some of that heat and fumes come from the outside of the grill. And you can see the smoker box side over here. She's fired up too. So that could be the number one reason why, you know, that temperature is at 450. So you got the heat source coming from here. The heat source is in here. All that heat is being directed up above into the smoking chamber up in there. So just by me opening the door a little bit, you can see it's down to 350 and it's back on the rise. So if you want to kill that temperature, just open the door up, folks, and let some of that heat source out. We're still roasting on this side on the half barrel grill. This grill right over here is going to be ready to put a pork butt, a turkey, etc., whatever on the grill. So everything coincides very well with our client's beautiful backyard here. Very nice. Everything is very sharp and it sets in very well and very nicely with the unit itself. So, made in America, built by U.S. veterans. Bye-bye. All right.
So what's your first impressions?
Oh, love it, great. Can't wait to throw some meat there.
This is Mr. Moss in Quintanaville in West Lake, Florida. And we
go.
have...
It's time to drink a beer now.
Cheers and salute, America. Salute. All right.